and you have no health implications for you or your baby, there is absolutely no reason why you need to be induced around the 40-week mark. Most hospital trusts kind of tend to go around the 40 weeks plus 10 as the marker for if baby is not here that they will induce you. And at your kind of roughly 40-week appointment, that's what they will probably say to you, is that they'll book you in around that time. Now, myth number one is that you have absolutely no reason why to be induced. The NICE guidelines from the hospital for the midwifery care states that inductions should only be done if there's a medical reason. The World Health Organization has a range in which a normal birth tends to happen, and that's between 37 and 42 weeks. So that's a 5-week range, which is massive. And so I don't, my biggest bugbear is that women at the 40-week appointment are being told it's time for you to be induced, it's time for your baby to come, rather than allowing that woman to go to 42 weeks and then saying at that point, hang on a minute, your baby hasn't come yet, let's continue to monitor you, and if there's a reason that we feel that baby is compromised or that your health is compromised, then maybe one route is induction. I think framing it that way would be much better than kind of almost assuming that the woman is going to concede to an induction date just because baby has decided it just quite likes it there in the belly. And so I think my kind of key message to you today is that if you're approaching your 40-week appointment and or your 40-week date, your due date is looming, that there's no need for you to panic, and there's no need for you to take on board what they're saying if you're low risk. Obviously, if you are a high risk mother, you have complications, there's other factors that you need to consider, and for that you need to find out the risks, what the benefits are for you having induction, but follow your instinct. Sometimes they recommend that you take certain paths, and for you it doesn't feel right. And I think my other bugbear is women who have negative birth stories, that they are kind of not coerced, because that feels too strong a word, but they're led down a path that the medical profession, for them it's just part of their everyday norm, and therefore they kind of push women down the induction road when it's not necessary. And there are too many women that I hear going through an induced labour that tends to be very long. It tends to be not the experience they had wanted for themselves or for their baby for birth, and then they live with that experience for the rest of their lives, and it can be damaging. It can take a while for them to process it, and birth should be celebrated. Birth should be allowed to take place as and when it needs to, not being forced because the date that they calculated for you has now arrived. And so really take seriously what happens to you with the care that you're being given around that date when baby's due, because if you feel that you want to take a different path, you have absolutely no reason why you have to accept their advice. You can say no. Birth is your right, and they can't tell you that you're not allowed to do something. Okay, so that's something that I want you to consider. I want every woman to be empowered to make the choices that are right for them and right for their baby, and for them to come out with a positive experience of one that they've chosen for themselves and not one that they've been forced upon. All right, so have a lovely day. If you have any questions at all about this subject or have any concerns, do feel free to get in touch with me. My phone number's on my website, and my website is magicalbabymoments.com. All right, well, take care and have a lovely day. Bye.